Mr. Ferraris, thank you very much for your time for Saturday's runners. We start off with a horse that races in your son's colours. He's come from Durban with Frank Robinson. He's a smashing looking horse, and he looks like he's got a really nice pedigree and sometime may just start to deliver.
Yes, Andrew. David actually bought this horse on Frank Robinson's advice, and he wanted his son, Luke, to try and have his first winner on it. But unfortunately, Luke has broken his hand and David says, I might as well bring the horse up here. He's a neat little horse. Hasn't shown me what the boom he is, so hopefully he'll improve here in Joburg.
Yeah, obviously altitude is not a big issue over that kind of trip, but have you sort of got any idea as to what his optimal trip will be?
I would think, he's out of a Joshua Dancer mare by giving me the green light. I would think 14, probably best. I don't think he'd go much further.
Paul, always important to be realistic in this game, and no fireworks it would appear on Saturday, but Spring Wonder, she's won 5 races, she's been second 4 times. A little disappointing last time out. I think she's better than that.
Yes, we were very disappointed with her last run. We actually thought she would win that day. She had a lot of weight, she had an apprentice on, but it just wasn't her run. We came back to the stables, she ate up and everything, and we were still puzzled. She's working very well, and if she produces her form, she should have a big each-way chance.
Right, Matthew, you start off in the first leg of the place accumulator with a filly that hasn't been seen out for quite some time, since August, after having recorded a second in her first start. Make me happy.
Yeah, and she obviously injured herself in her last run. Had a lot of time off, a lot of work at home. She is a nice filly. If it was 14, I'd be pretty confident that she'll be hard to beat. 11.60 is a little bit on the sharp side, so if she can just be within 2 lengths of them, I think she's going to be very competitive, and she's a filly I think everyone must include in all bets. Doesn't
look to be overly talented at this stage, but you brought her back from 14 to 11.60.
Yeah, she doesn't show us much at home, Andrew. Last run she showed a little bit of toe early on, but petered out. We're bringing her down in trip. If she doesn't show this trip this time, then we're going to have to look for a nice, decent home for her. But she doesn't show us much. I can't give you much confidence with her.
Okay, and then Forgotten Hero in those very famous silks. Not a bad debut in a work riders race, and he looks like he could come on a bit.
Yes, Forgotten Hero is a decent sort. He's always shown us a bit of ability. Looking for this trip. It was a decent debut coming from off the pace. I say he's also got a place chance.
Lovely. Then Let's Twist. I think we can just draw a line straight through her last start. Certainly she's much better than that.
Yeah, definitely better than that. We gave her a little rest after that, freshened up because we couldn't really find anything wrong, but it was a very bad run. Anyway, she seems to be doing well, progressing nicely. I wouldn't say she's at her peak for Saturday, but she's fit enough to give a good account of herself.
Pretty ballerina. She's got very decent form, and she looks like she could continue on her winning way.
I'm hoping that she'll run a good race. She's fit and well, and her last run wasn't a bad run at all. She finished right on top of them, a length and a half off them.
Excellent. And then 2 sparkling performances from both Farik and Secret Captain. There's a kilo difference between them this time out, which might bring Secret Captain a bit closer, but you must have been very happy with those performances, and they should run well.
Yeah, Farik's obviously honest and hard-knocking sort, another good jaw, so I expect him to be very competitive once again. Secret Captain's, this is his 3rd run for the yard. He seems to be progressing really nicely. Yeah, his last run was very impressive. He was closing nicely, so we're really happy with the 2 of them. I can't split them, but I expect them to be right there.
Shukamisa, model of consistency, a lovely horse to own.
Yeah, a lovely owner, had him for years. I would have thought this would have done a bit better. He's never grown from the day I brought him in. He's light framed, but he has thickened out a bit now, and I am expecting a real good run from him. I will be disappointed if he doesn't run a good race.
Marvellous. And then a horse that races in your colours. You trained the mother as well. Smashing looking horse as well, and his form's also not bad at all.
Blazing Winter, yes. Barry Ehrman gave me this horse. He gave up on him. I'd won 2 with him, and he says, well, that's it, you can have the horse. I've now won 2 with him. but he is a lovely horse. He's got his limitations, but I think there's another race in him.
And then finally, the fitting of the blinkers certainly seems to have done the trick for Certain. He was also mighty impressive, but in a very weak field. But he does look like he's in good form.
Yeah, he was very impressive with the blinkers. He ran a very fast time, and not much I can say other than maybe this race is a little soon, but the sprinters tend to get away with that. But he got a nice low rating, and we have to use that to our advantage. He's fitting well, and expect another good performance.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Thanks, boy.
Sure,
What do you expect